there was a moment where Biden misspoke, and then in the background you zoom in, and I mean this clip has 1.5 million views. Lots of attention on this 14-second clip. I think you can just play it because it's like cropped in and everything.
All right.
Putin may circle Kyiv with tanks, but he'll never gain the hearts and souls of the Iranian people. He'll never and he will never.
I don't know if she's actually laughing, like holding in a laugh, or if she's just devastated.
He'll never gain the hearts and souls of the Iranian people. He'll never extinguish their love of freedom. And he will never.
Is that a natural reaction to pronounce, like to mouth the word if somebody mispronounces it?
You know what? Yeah. If you like wrote the thing and then, you know, when you know a movie really well and the person's saying the line, you kind of say it with them. It's happened to me before.
I was trying to think if I was sitting in her chair and he said, by the way, he made a mistake and he said Iranian instead of Ukrainian.
Yeah.
Which is very unfortunate given the moment. The scale of the announcement, and also just the relationship difference between the U.S.'s relations with Ukraine versus Iran, and what Ukrainian people are. It's just obviously not an ideal slip up. But yeah, what's interesting is that she immediately just mouths the correction. She just says Ukrainian. Like, well, obviously she doesn't say it. She just moves her lips.
Yeah, yeah.
Which I just feel like I wouldn't.
But maybe she could see the speech. Like he's got a teleprompter probably.
He does.
So maybe she was like, I mean, look at her face. She's
not looking at the teleprompter. She's looking at the camera. The teleprompters are always off to the side on those mirror-looking things.
She's got to know the speech though, right? Like,
yes, okay, but
muscle
I
memory.
It's interesting. I don't know. I guess people have that reaction, I guess. Yeah. I feel like I've seen clips like this in the past, but either way, it's unfortunate. It happens to. Yeah.
It happens to everybody.
Sure,
it can happen to everybody.
Yeah, it's like when it's such a significant moment. Isn't that weird? Like you make a mistake on some trivial thing.
Yeah,
and it's just gone.
Yeah.
But you call Ukrainians Iranians, and it's just like...
Yeah. It was like he's like, don't say Iranians, don't say Iranians. And then he says it. I wonder if he made that mistake like in practicing the speech or something like that, and it sticks in your mind.
Maybe that's why she said it. Maybe during the rehearsal, he kept saying Iranian, and she was like, Ukrainian.
Yeah. Yeah,
he's been doing this a long time. Mm-hmm. He's old. He's been doing this a long time. There's been Iran. There's been Iranians. It's all in there. It's jumbled about. And
you're right though. Her reaction is almost more interesting. Like her kind of immediate response.
That's why this clip it's like, yeah. That's why I'm interested in the clip is specifically her reaction. Was she predicting him to misspeak, or did she want to let the world know I know the right thing?
Yeah.
Maybe
I don't know about this guy.
Maybe you would feel maybe you would feel a certain energy of wanting to correct.
Yeah.
Like if I on this show I said Iranian, I would want Will to go, you mean Ukrainian?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. It always drives me crazy when no one corrects. But
so I wonder if she was almost compelled to shout Ukrainian.
Yeah.
And it might have been worth it. In that moment, it might have been worth it.
Yeah.
To just fix that right there. Wouldn't have been as elegant.
I was just going to ask, what would you do if you were in that situation?
You know what? I don't know if they have protocol, and I don't know if they spoke beforehand. But if I'm him, I want her yelling at me, Joe, it's Ukrainian.
Just a tap on the shoulder?
I want you yelling at me, Will.
Okay.
If I got it wrong, completely wrong, I want to get it right as quickly as possible. Same thing on this show. I'll be like, I think I read something, and then you go look. I want to know as quickly as possible.
Sure.
Yeah.
If I had the right information or not. But what else is interesting is sometimes if I say something, I'm sure people have had this experience before, you immediately know you did it.
Yeah.
Like you'd be like, oh, I meant whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You think he knew and then he just drove right through it?
I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to say. But
tough Tough situation.
I can't tell if she was surprised by it.
That's a freeze
If
frame
she
right
thought
there.
it was kind of funny. She some body language person can figure this out.
Yeah,
Yes.
breakdown.
The tightness of her lips after mouthing it, I think she really felt an urge to correct him.
And there's that. I want to see
That right
yeah.
there, she felt an urge to correct him. But she couldn't, obviously, or didn't. I mean, she could have yelled. He would have heard if she yelled. Maybe he wouldn't have. Maybe then you have an even bigger disaster where she's back there yelling the correction and he's barreling.
Or he's like, what? You know, like confused.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what?
That's just awkward.
You can't interrupt. And then the teleprompter keeps going.
Oh, no. That's nightmare.
State of the Union.
And then the podium falls over. And then he's wearing no pants.
With hearts on the boxer shorts or what?
It's wearing me undies. Valentine's Day sale.
We got a super chat here from someone somewhere. He says, any thoughts on the Lex F and Mark Zuckerberg interview?
Oh, yeah. I haven't listened to it. Did you?
Oh, yeah. I did, yeah.
Oh.
Will's got it. You got thoughts on that, Will?
Go ahead, Will.
It was informative, but very much the same. It's exactly what you would think a Mark Zuckerberg 2-hour conversation would be.
Because
he doesn't really open up.
He seems to be so committed to whatever his PR training is.
Yeah.
Like whatever they've decided is his platform and way of communicating is maintained in all circumstances, whether he's in front of Congress on a podcast.
He always has like a canned answer. Even when Lex asked him, like, US hates you. Like I'm paraphrasing, but there's a question there that was just really direct. And he just had like a really simple response that wasn't personal at all.
And he often repeats, or he will, prior to answering the question, he would say, "Thank you for asking that, Lex."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or in the case when he was in front of Congress, he'd be like, "That's a great question, Congressman."
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think that is?
The restating gives you time.
Oh, to run the...
It's the same as people, I would say to you, what kind of pizza do you like? And you go, what kind of pizza do I like? You got to watch out for those people repeating that.
Yeah.
They're about to lie to you.
Well, he has to run the program, right? Because he's had a couple of hot like interview mishaps over the years.
No, but if we had Mark over here, we smoke a couple meats.
Of course.
We have a couple beers. He wouldn't touch
Couple
that.
beers, yeah.
He wouldn't touch.
He'll
that.
touch a high tech, a light
He
beer.
will
Mark,
not-
it's a light beer.
He will not touch it.
It's a 4%.
He will not.
It's a local.
But that would be a hell of a thing. But
That'd
that's
be
why
fun.
Elon is Elon, and all these other guys are those other guys, because everything is everything is calculated.
Yeah.
And the people, they can sniff out the calculation, and it's just like it's robotic and it's not easy to interact with or believe when it seems rehearsed in any way. Same with teleprompters. Same with reading anything on camera. Like reading on camera is just deadly.
Yeah.
You just want to listen. It's not going to be as polished to watch people think, but it's helpful in determining how you want to view them or how you perceive and digest what they're saying. If you have the opportunity to watch them think it through, as opposed to reading something they've prepared in advance.
Yeah, I think you're right for sure.
With like pre-consideration.